Well, congratulations. And there's one particular person I am making this for, but I have received several messages as well as I do have several people I'm mentoring, and I'm very appreciative and thankful that anybody would think that I am sane enough to try to do that, help them and give them information. So my name is Celeste because I am going to share this because somebody else may need it. And I've been asked by quite a few people that are new into management, especially in HR, recruiting, staffing, even retail, because I'm about to date myself, probably managing people for over 20 years. I've done it from fast food, retail, staffing, corporate, you name it, I've been in the gambit. I still currently work in the industry, and I got a message from someone who just got promoted to a manager, wanted to know exactly kind of some of the things that we could help her with this. So, first and foremost, rapport versus friendship. I want to make sure you understand, like when you step into a leadership or a management role, we giggle because Beyonce and everybody have their songs. It costs to be the boss, but it really does. So you have to realize you want to build rapport with your team. You want your team to be able to trust you. You want to be able to have integrity. You want them to be able to know they can come to you. I work virtually, so it's not necessarily an open door, but people know that they can reach out to me, and I'm going to get back in touch with them. However, you cannot do that with the aim of we all want to be friends. I think that is the biggest challenge in the kind of almost the hardest part of people going into actually managing people, because it's difficult to do that because you have to make decisions sometimes that a friend may not like. You have to sometimes, there's accountability that's involved. And I'll tell people all the time, like, I will love you. We can work. We can have a great time. But I have to separate the fact that there's a business, that I have to manage. So just be sure you understand you are always building rapport with your team, with your client. You're building rapport with, so many people around you. But you just have to be cautious on how you cross over into friendship, how you define your friendship, and what you're looking for in friendship. And remember that your job, your goal, you're being paid to manage and lead. Now that leads me into my next example that I give to everybody. People don't see checks that much anymore because we swipe our debit cards all the time, and we're always using, other options. We don't do a lot of checks. But if you go check, let me laugh, I'm giggling. It's here old school when you start talking about checks, y'all, like checks. And the old school people, they don't know, you got your name, the name on the front, the person that's paying for it, they all on the front. They sign on the front. If the check is for you, you gonna get and put your signature on the back of the check. So I think the biggest, sometimes, people wear me out because I may go to them and say, like, I need you to do this, ABC, I need you to track this. It may seem like extra. It may not even make sense. But if the people on the name of the front of the check have asked us to do it, then we can put our comments and suggestions together, but we're going to do what we need to do because we still sign in the back of the check. All that to say, you're getting paid. So, it's not the time for everybody. You can't just make everybody happy. It's just not going to happen. Matter of fact, if you can get one or two people you managing happy, you are doing better than half of the people that manage people actually, probably very well. So it's just a part of business, and understand that that is what your job is. You need to do what you've been asked to do. If it's not illegal or immoral, you do it. And it may take a little extra. You may have to work through the kinks. And so you really just need to make sure that you're always expressing, let's do it with a good attitude though. And then we can always map out, maybe how we think it'll be better. But don't get buy into all the complaints and everything else because, you can all, I mean, people, you don't have to endorse the check. You don't have to get the check. We can give the check to somebody else that will be flexible to want to do whoever is paying for that service to do. That's, I mean, I make it sound like it's really easy, but that's probably a really big piece. And so that's my analogy I always give people. Even if it's something I'm asking them to do, it is based on the fact that I have two little people that are very greedy. They like to eat. I need to be sure that my income is still coming into my household. So based on that fact, I also then need to make sure that I'm doing what the people that are paying me, name on the front of the check, are asking me to do because I still endorse the back of my check. Now I have direct deposit, principle still applies, which leads leads into the last piece. I think the third thing that I can really probably give you is relationship, especially because, if you're in recruiting, staffing, anything where you've promised a customer something, it's very easy to get caught up in where either, well, I didn't promise it, or, your team may want to think, well, they want too much and all these other things. But you have to sometimes really, I think you need to evaluate whatever, if there was a contract, whatever was the agreement, because that is a big piece of why accounts, clients, employees, everybody will get frustrated because we don't understand, one, when do we promise our client, our customer? And then two, what are we doing to make sure we fulfill that promise? And if we can't, how are we going to communicate this? And what are we going to do to get us all back on the same page? So that's really important that you remember relationship is key. It will be the difference between you being able to be successful as a manager, or you really failing. Because if your attitude and your team's attitude is always one of, we didn't promise that, we didn't do all that, then you'll constantly not, just take care of your client. So really dig that out, do the research. And I mean, it applies no matter what you're doing. Find out what you are supposed to do and what, if you've been asked to just say like, thank you, like, what, let me go on the side soapbox. If you're working in the drive-through window and all they want you to do is tell the person when you hand them their bag, thank you, then could you just please do that for me? Because it does make me feel like, well, I'm saying thank you for preparing my food. I like you to say thank you for receiving money and the income based on I'm spending my money on the food. So, it goes from top to the bottom. So be sure that you just really do that, research it, understand it, and then just do it. It's not rocket science. It's really easy. The key though is getting people on board with actually doing it. And so that's your energy. I have a t-shirt I love. It says, be the energy you seek. So if you want your team to be committed, if you want them to be courteous, conscientious, you want them to be customer service oriented, it may take time. It may take several calls. It may take you really expressing your heart and what's your passion, but you'll have to do that so that you all will collectively really be able to do what you need to do, for your client, for your customer. Everybody's not going to make it. Maybe some people where that's just not what they want to do, and you'll have to make the decisions, and it's okay. I've had people tell me before, I know you're not gonna fire me. Nope, you fired yourself, because we really had the people on the front of the check again told us what we needed to do. You decided you wanted to do some other stuff. I can't help you there because I still need to do what I need to do in order to kind of keep the business going. It's not illegal, it's not immoral. They didn't ask us to figure out how to get a man on the moon. So, well, some people have that job, but that's not what we're talking about. But with all of that, just get it done, let's work. And so some people won't, and it's a hard decision to make. I've managed teams as large as 300 or 400. And sometimes I will tell people it always takes me where I have to probably let go, like fire, or they will fire themselves, at least one or two of them. But once that happens, everybody else is usually like, oh, she crazy. Like, we really got to do this. Yes, we do. Breaks are not 8 hours. And then you don't come and work for 30 minutes. Like, we work, we respond to each other, we do it courteously. And so just maintain that throughout, just your energy and your passion and what you want your team to really kind of grow into. And so I think, even if this is specific kind of to this industry, it's probably really, again, though, across the board. Tracking and reporting. I wish there was a magic wand that could always make it easy. And I've used tons of different programs, spreadsheets, you name it. There's a lot of good stuff out there. The challenge is a lot of times people don't want to take the extra time to do it. I don't want to track, the number of people I called, the number of interviews I did. I don't want to have to, go through like, well, all my recs. Is so important. It's not about being a micromanager, but especially when you start off, you need to understand what is everybody responsible for. And so even when you do that, then you need to also track, then remember what we talked about. I know what the customer said they wanted. I know what the customer, what we've agreed to. And then now I know my team. I've told you kind of this is what we're going to do. The only way you can make sure that happens is if you're able to track it and report it. And so that's just really going to have to be consistent consistent. And if there's not a way already, I mean, it can be the most bootleg spreadsheet you've ever come up with name, number, whatever it has to have. But you need to do that because that's the only way you'll be able to really know I'm meeting my customer's need. If I can't track it, it really didn't happen. Now, I will tell people if you're doing like everything you're supposed to do, and I never have to ask you anything, you may not have to track as much, but especially in the beginning, I need to see it because I need to understand as your manager, leader, director, whatever it is, shift lead. I still need to understand what did we do today and how well did we do it, and whether it's today, this week, or next week, for the month, the last 3 months, 6 months. Only way I can keep meeting my customers, and I meet their needs. I make them happy, and that they feel like the service, the value that they receive from what we do is worth it. And then that is how my company then says, then it's worth rewarding you, rewarding your team, because we're able to see the difference in the progress. So I'm so proud of you. That is really just so awesome that you are taking a step into leadership and taking this step into management. And I know it feels scary. And I know you think like, oh my goodness, what am I doing? Don't even worry about that. I'll tell people, 80%, you know what, 99.9% of the people you will manage will always think that they can do the job better than you. They know more than you. And half the time they don't really know why they picked you. That's okay. I don't really care. They did. I'm in it. And so now we'll get there, and we're just going to have to get there together. So, the expectation, for the most part is you did it. You made the step, and you have something that you want to achieve and a desire that you have. And that's all that matters. You don't have to worry about if everybody else is on board with it, from a perspective of, I think maybe, and are you sure? Have the confidence. I used to tell people in some areas, no, half the people don't really know all the details anyway. So I already know 60% more than half of y'all. So that's good. And in that case, I can get through a whole bunch of other stuff, and I can just keep learning. And so as long as I'm learning, I still know more than probably a whole bunch of other people behind me. And I'm going to take the passion that I have for what I do, the integrity that I want to do it, with, and I'm going to take my love for that, I can help people. I think that it's amazing. I can sit down and just know that I've probably impacted thousands of people. Yes, thousands over the years of you being able to be employed. And that's a beautiful thing in all different types of industries, white collar, blue collar, no collar, all over. So don't take any type of leadership or management position. Don't take it like lightly, and know that that's a huge decision for you to accept it. A lot of people decline it. A lot of people are afraid of it. Don't be. You can do it. The fact that you said yes and you asked me to give you some tips and to talk to you and to mentor you. I was about to say this is for a few different people, but I'm so proud of each and every one of you. But the fact that you did that lets me know that you really want to be able to do this well. And so that's what my voice is for. My voice is, I hope, here to help you. And I thought, like I said, why send an 8-page email? Because I can do this, and then I can just send a few of y'all the video, and then boom. Now, if by chance anybody decide to send this, matter of fact, I probably will make my 12-year-old sit down and watch it, because as I interview people, the young people, for positions and jobs and opportunities, I'm just really concerned that they're not really grasping, that integrity in communication, the passion, that, I mean, I can still go back, y'all, to, hi, thank you for calling. Thank you for choosing KFC. My name is Celeste. I was on drive through, but I'm going to bring it on my drive through. Whatever I'm doing, it may be that I have clean bathrooms, part time, you name it. Do it right, and come into your interview and come into that moment with a passion. If you got to make believe and slap your wrist, you know how they try to get you to pump your hands to get your veins up when you're giving blood. If you got to do all of that, I need you to do that so you have the right energy when you get on the phone with someone that can have the opportunity to hire you, or you get in front of them face to face. Just don't be so lackadaisical that you think that everybody's entitled, and it's not like that. And so I think that it's just important that that even if you're in school, you're leading a group, you're participating in any activity where you're trying to get other people, on the same page with you, some of the same principles apply. And so I think it'll be helpful to you. So that's about it for me. Again, congratulations. I'm really proud of you, and I wish you the very best. You know where to find me. It may take me a minute sometimes on that phone and email because mine is a beast, but I am not far, and I promise I will get back to you as soon as I can. So thank you all. And you know what? Hit me up, y'all. Message me. I know a lot of people know that I've been in human resources or in recruiting for a really long time, and you all send me messages. So I am going to try to do better about just putting more information out there about my journey. I've been working from home for the past 6 years. It's been absolutely amazing, and so helpful for me and my family. So anything I can maybe help you with, I don't mind doing it. I really don't. I Bye. Again, now I said I in my video. You don't say I when you answer your phone and somebody's calling you from an unknown number, and don't say I at the end of your interview. But so then let me finish this all then professionally. I know you already know that though, to the beautiful people that just got promoted and asked for this. So for everyone else, so thank you so much for watching. You all have an incredible day, and I wish you success as well. Bye.